Hi, today I'm just going to show you how I clean my 308 target rifle. I've done a few videos on this rifle, so anyone that's watched my stuff will be familiar with it. And what I'm going to use is Forest Bore Foam. Now I've been using this for nearly 10 years, no problems at all. It works very well. There are some sites that mention corrosion in the barrel if you use anything but I think it's Wipeout or something, but I can't get that here. Never had corrosion with this, so I'm going to go ahead with it. A couple of tips if you're going to use it: don't keep it in a cold area like your garage. Keep it indoors at room temperature, otherwise it won't flow properly. And just like paintings, give it a good shake. Now, a little tip for you here is what I do. Just put a plastic bag over the muzzle here. This stops the foam squirting all over the floor. And it does mark a little bit. Give it another shake. Bolts out, weapons clear. I'll do it from this side so you can see. And you insert plastic tube into the chamber like so. Best way is to, God, it's a bit awkward in this garage, hold the bag and really give this a firm press, and you'll notice it shoots quite a bit of foam out at the end. Unfortunately, not a lot you can do about that. What I do with it is wipe it back onto the crown. Another tip is to have a look into the chamber. I can't really video this, but if you look in, you'll see the foam has come right back. Now that's all we'll do there, and we'll let that foam do its work. That'll take half an hour. While we wait for the Forest Bore Foam to do its job, I'll just show you some of the tools that I use for cleaning my rifle. This is a Tetra bore guide, goes in at the breech end, and that lines up the cleaning rod with the bore so you don't scrape it along the rifling. It's pretty much given that you should always clean from the chamber up, never from the barrel, the crown end. I think that's pretty standard really. These are good, and you can adjust them for different sizes of actions. And if you notice here, let's see there, you put your rod in there with the patch, and you can put lube or solvent on there and it stops it dripping all over your rifle. Moving over here, got a couple of hemostats, artery forceps. They're sold, obviously they're medical, some of them, but you can also get them well in the UK in fishing shops where they're used to remove hooks that have been swallowed by the fish. Very useful for getting into the bolt lug recesses on the Remington. I'll show you how I do that when we get on to putting a patch through. So I've got a couple of those. Here we've got a pistol jag on a rod. That's for cleaning the chamber. Wrap a patch around that, put it in the chamber and give it a few turns. So that's all I use. Now while the foam is doing its work, which it's got another 25 minutes to do, this is the bolt from the rifle. Now they don't get particularly dirty these days, I don't think, because of the advances in powder cases, etc. So there's very little crap on it. And what I'm going to do with that is just show you how I clean out the small bits of brass, which I think you can see in there, which is about the only muck that gets on it. Here, RCBS hex wrenches. It's getting quite, because the UK is tucked up with the Europe and everything, all that old crap, it's very hard to get some American sizes in the UK, so I had to buy this from Midway. But that's, I'll show you what I use that for if it isn't obvious at the end of the video. So let's just get on and clean the bolt. Right, This is the bolt, and I think you can see there are some brass fragments around and under the extractor ring. So all I use for that is cotton buds. I think you call them Q-tips in the States, but we call them cotton buds here. And I just get them under there, take out the brass, which I can show you there. Broke that one. And then I just rub the lugs here. And that's virtually it. Now, one of my tips, which I haven't done a vid about, is lube, and I use Break Free. When I got my Remington, every time I took the bolt out, I coated it in a thin coat of Break Free, and the bolt got smoother and smoother. So I was going to have a bolt job done, you know, professionally smooth and all that kind of business, and I didn't in the end. So what I do, I use my fingers with Break Free. Now if you've got any skin conditions, you probably should use a patch, so I'll do that in the interest of health and safety. Nice splurge on there, rub the bolt body, lugs. I don't put it in to the actual extractor area, but everywhere else gets a coating of Break Free, including the cocking piece up here. You can see the actual patch is clean. So I mean, as I said before, with modern ammunition there's very little muck gets back into the bolt. I think the only exception to that is the 2-2 rimfire. So that's the bolt clean. So now we've got to sit and wait for the foam to work.